Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is caitom and today I am back with another sort of worn down build, but this time it is for a somewhat overworked father and their two twin toddlers. So right off the bat we are building in StrangerVille, and I know StrangerVille has a somewhat negative reputation for being really annoying. And don't get me wrong, as much as I love the world and all of the build items, getting the game ready so I can take my little intro videos and the screenshots, it was really something. If you are unfamiliar with the whole StrangerVille world, the whole pack is just like a whole mystery. So when you move in, every time some secret agents will come by after your weird creepy neighbors come in and infect, or they give you, I think, a strange plant or a seed or something, or the fruit, bizarre fruit, I'm not sure. Let me tell you, I was so quick to just try and delete all the sims that were trying to greet me. But eventually I got it done. Wow, that was a bit of a tangent. Basically, StrangerVille is annoying when you're not trying to play the story, but really fun if you are trying to play the story. So yeah, this house this house is a 2-bedroom 2-bathroom, and it is built on a 30 by 20 lot, of course in the world of StrangerVille. More specifically, it is built on Riverside Grove. Of course, if you want to download this house, it'll be up on the gallery under my ID, caitom. And one more thing, I actually want to advertise my Instagram account real quick. My handle is caitomyt, caitomyt, and over there I'm basically just posting some floor plan pictures, some screenshots of some other builds I do offline. Just cause before I started this whole YouTube channel, I made a couple of builds that I was really proud of. I thought they were like one of the prettiest I've ever done, but you know, they need to get the recognition they deserve. And about the floor plans, I will be posting floor plan plans for all of the builds going forward. If you want me to include screenshots in addition to the floor plans, let me know and I will gladly do so. I do know I add screenshots at the end of the video, but my videos, they're kind of long. I try to keep them under 30 minutes, but sometimes it just builds up. So, of course, I don't expect everyone to sit through all of them. But yeah, pictures on the Instagram. Check it out if you want. And that's pretty much it. Now, on to the build. So at this point, the whole shape and the landscaping is pretty much coming together. I know exactly what I want to do with how the outside looks. And in regards to the shape of the house, let me tell you, I've tried building it 2 times on a 20 by 15 lot, once in the Werewolves world and the other time in the world that came with Copperdale. No, the world that came with high school years, which is called Copperdale. And I don't know why I thought a 20 by 15 would be enough. I was building it way to the edges. And okay, you know, you can make some pretty spacious builds on 20 by 15, but this house in particular, it was kind of a struggle to get a floor plan when it was on the smaller lot. So I scrapped it and finally sat down to build in StrangerVille. But you know, to be fair, the world of StrangerVille, it is very Midwestern, very American, I want to say. And I just thought it kind of fit the whole vibe. Small town, desert-ish area. I don't know why I add so much grass here. Oh, and one thing about the grass. So the reshade that I'm using is, it's by Kindle Spice, I believe their name is, and it's called Dove 2.0. The reshade that I'm using makes the grass look a lot more yellow than I expected. So when I took off the reshade to like load my game faster, you would not believe the shock I had on my face just looking at the plants that I used and the lot that it's on. As you can see, StrangerVille is very orange. This lot in particular has a mix of the orange sand and the weird grass they have. The plants, the colors, they don't mix well. Not at all. Had I not posted the build to the gallery, I would have gone back and changed it. I don't know why I didn't check beforehand. This has never been an issue, but I guess going forward it will be. Oh yes, the whole vibes of the build. So far you can probably tell it is going to be kind of not so perfect, not like the perfect suburban builds that I occasionally post. I'm using really cheap appliances, the ones from City Living, and just like a lot of that grimy wallpaper and flooring. They might be the same wallpaper and flooring that I used, I want to say 2 builds ago. So hey man, at least they're not back to back. But you know, I don't know why I decided this would be the perfect kind of build for a family with 2 toddlers. I guess if you're dealing with smaller children, you might want to have something a bit more, well, a bit less grimy looking. But I think in my next build, I would like to try and think of the Sims first and then build something based off of them rather than the other way around, which usually tends to be my process, I guess. If you have any suggestions of what you would like to see, do let me know in the comments, and surely that will give me some really needed inspiration. But yeah, with that, we have already finished the kitchen and I guess the living room. With nothing on the sides of the couch, it kind of feels like something's supposed to fit there, but I wasn't sure what I could add to kind of take up that space. You know, looking at the floor plan and getting that bird's eye view, it really does look empty. But I guess if you're like on the couch and facing the TV, it looks a bit more cohesive than maybe if you're looking from the side. And right off that nook over there, it had me at a bit of a stump as well. I probably could have placed the desk in like a comfortable area over there. You know, really capitalize on the sunlight that you can get through the windows. But I don't do that. I place a bookshelf and like a little storage area, I guess. And the desk actually ends up going in the hallway, which, you know, thinking back, this whole house, I probably should have gone in and did a bunch of other things. But, you know, that could be like a new video idea. Taking one of my older builds that I'm not really content with and somewhat renovating them, I guess. I honestly have a few builds in mind that I ask myself why did I upload? Because some aspects of the houses, they look kind of odd to me, and I know I could have done things differently. And I don't mean to be so negative, but sometimes the vision in my head is perfect, but then the execution falls short a lot. But no more of that. We are finally in the bedrooms. Working on the father's room was kind of boring, I hate to admit. Usually I'd be more interested in decorating, but the vibes felt a little off. If there was a wallpaper that's like this with the paneling and like the mold above the paneling and from the ceiling, but there was a trim instead, like there's a base game wallpaper that I'm thinking of, and I just wish there was like a dingy version of them, just so I think it would make the room feel a bit more full. And the walls, they just look so tall. I know I built this on short wall height, but I guess the decorations I added make it feel a little short. But yeah, so when I was decorating this room, I was thinking about the father really, what kind of job they were doing, because I do put an RV in the front. And I think that the job that they're doing, it's just enough to keep them and their family afloat and maybe have vacations every 3 years maybe. Maybe I'm stretching it, but it could also be that this house has just a lot of meaning to him. Maybe it was their grandparents' old house, and there's just a lot of memory that they tie back to. So they can't bring themselves to sell it, they just keep it, and I guess it'll stay in the family forever. But at this point, we have finally moved on to the most fun room, the twin daughters' bedrooms. So immediately, I started adding wall decorations, and I got the new beds from Werewolves, and then I'm just adding more wall decorations. For my children's rooms, or at least the children's, toddlers, babies, nurseries, I try to add a lot of these wall decorations. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I remember seeing a post that really showed how well I could be using these wall decorations. And after using them for a while, they've really grown on me, especially the clouds. The clouds are like a lifesaver, making these kids' rooms feel a bit more special and a lot more like kids' rooms. As you can see, I also got some other decorations from Werewolves, like the birds, the moon, and just kind of making this room feel like the rest of the house, but a bit more childish, and a lot of pink, really. Pink wallpaper, pink dollhouse, pink toy box, and there's also a Parenthood toy box that I add purely just for decoration because it is decoration. So yeah, and the curtains, of course, I have to match to pink because, to be fair, if not pink, I would have just made them white, and white is a bit boring when it comes to a kid's room. I always gotta make at least a bunch of colors happening all at once. Or if not a bunch of colors, just a lot of one color. And of course they're complementary colors. Though I guess the green rug wouldn't really count as a complementary color. For pink, my go-tos are usually blue and purple. Like I said, not happening in this room. Just pink, lots of green from that rug, which comes from the high school years pack, by the way. And it sizes up pretty well without me having to use the tool mod, which is a mod that I use to resize objects just a bit more specifically and not using the brackets on the keyboard. The tool mod actually does a lot more than that. You can also move things with really specific increments. I guess one last advertisement is that I link all of my mods in the description box below. Feel free to check it out. I link the reshade, the red shelf that you occasionally see me use, just cause having the tool mod kind of defeats, well, it just does the same thing, but like I said, more specifically, they're both pretty good tools, but at that point, I just use both. But now we've finally moved on to the bathroom. So a couple seconds ago, you saw me add that little stool. That is a debug item that came with the, not kaleidoscope, the telescope, when the kids are trying to use them and look at the stars. I think it makes sense to have it in the bathroom because maybe the toddlers use it to brush their teeth, wash their hands, or sit on the toilet. It's just a small little detail that I didn't expect to be adding, but it is added. And that is the bathroom. Bathroom is pretty basic, to be honest. It's a kind of yellow and brown color scheme, if I remember the counters, because me looking at this floor plan doesn't really show me the counters. But yeah, can't get enough of brown in these builds, I guess. But with that, we are now on to the hallway slash really bad office. I don't know why I placed a desk here. In my head, I remember telling myself, why am I placing the desk there when I could go back and add it to where I placed the bookshelf? But I guess the father just likes having it outside their room. You know, he also could have placed it in his room, but that is their choice. Well, not really, it's my choice to make. But yeah. And the last but not least room in the house, the garage. So the Werewolves pack comes with a specific kind of rugged tile that I really wanted to use. So I finally use it for a garage and add some more kind of dirty-ish clutter. And that is pretty much the build. Thank you all so much for watching, and of course if you want to download this build, it is up on the gallery under my ID caitom. Feel free to like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope to see you on the next one. Bye!